couple of interesting things going on in the news. The OpenAI and that whole Elon Musk Sam Altman battle is playing out in court. Very, very curious to see how that works out. The battle of the billionaires, the battle of the billionaires. I have my preference, how I'd like it to work out, but I'll keep that to myself today. But it is interesting to watch. No question. It's fascinating. However, one of the most enjoyable and the best things that you can watch is last night on The Late Show, Bruce Hornsby was on Jimmy Fallon. Now, I don't know how any human being in the world can watch these late night shows. I don't understand why anyone could even care about what goes on those shows. They're like a throwback to 1953. But Bruce Hornsby, he is my ultimate idol. He's brilliant. He's a musical genius. And his new album is one of the best records I've bought maybe in 20 years. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. And he does the title cut to the record. Yeah, Fallon, Kimmel, Marr, all those people, they're a bore. They are a bore. Wow. It's like bad jokes. I mean, the jokes are bad. It's like not funny stuff. I mean, their viewership is way down anyway, but those shows, well, we know those shows are done because they're not making money. They will fade away on their own. I mean, that's what's going to happen with them. They're just going to fade away on their own. So you could see that there was a big spike a little bit ago, not that long ago. It was 8:14. There was some sort of news report that was it Iran delivered uh, a response about ending the war. You know the deal. Everybody's saying things. There's a new agreement. There's no agreement. You're lying. You're not lying. So, but that spiked the market. Virtually everything spikes the market. It seems like almost everything spikes the market positively. Although now something must be have just been said and it's spiking the market negatively. So look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We're here a little bit early. I've been experimenting with the oil open and making a bunch of money on the oil open all week. Yesterday we made almost $500 on the oil open, uh, trailing. You know the deal, and I'm going to show that in class because that's one of the techniques I like to use for trading. I love getting my stop to safety. I like trading sometimes with just one position. It's actually easier to trade with two positions than it is with one. But I like trading with multiple contracts and one position most of the time. Not always, but it's just my preference. It doesn't mean it's the right way or the perfect way. But I love getting my stop to safety and trailing and then getting a gift from the market. And this week, we've had a lot of gifts from the market in trailing trades, quite a few. We had one after we had a bad earnings trade. We made almost every penny back on reverse continuation trails on the NQ. We had a micro gold trade this week. Everybody probably forgot. I just put on a micro gold trade. It was like, I call it a poor man's magnet. What's a poor man's magnet? It's when you know there's going to be a test of a level that our magnet software tests, but you just do it with a reverse continue because sometimes it's quicker to set it up, even though a magnet only takes a minute to set up. Anyway, let's set up oil. I'll put a magnet on the YM. Right now, I'm putting a magnet on the YM. High of day, low of day. It's a little bit early to trade the YM, especially after a tweet. I don't like trading right after a tweet. I like to let the market go back to normal, which does take a few minutes. Depending on the tweet, it could take longer. And if it's a really nutty tweet, it might not return back to normal for hours. It's possible. Um, Magnet, I'm just putting a two position magnet. Position one is a one with a -3 offset default target. And then position two is a 15 tick offset with a stop of 40. I've been trading our YM magnets in our funded account, account 67, but most importantly, label your magnet trade YM magnet. Every trade gets a label. Every single trade gets a label. Don't forget, because we put on a lot of different setups, especially in the morning, and you want to know which setup is which. If you want to cancel a trade or when you're done, you want to make more room for the next setups. You want to know, you don't want to cancel a trade that's making money because you didn't label it and screw up a whole opportunity for profit. On the magnet YM, very quickly, high of day, low of day. Position 1 is a 1, -3 is the offset. Position 2 is a 1, 15 is target 2. Stop is 40. Target 1 stop move, break even, BE. That means my stop goes to break even if my first target is hit. Then I'm going to do a quick button program. Signals. ARS position 1 is a 1, target 1 is 35, and the stop is 35. My ARS enter now button is now programmed. I'm going to put a 2 position reverse continue on the button in the magnet. The stop is 35. Sorry, stop is 40. Target 1 is 20 is good. Target 2 will be 50. Target 1 stop move BE. These are buttons. Discretionary buttons doesn't mean you're even going to necessarily take the trade. It just means that you're programming the magnet entry buttons. If you get a signal, there may be an ARS enter now button that becomes active. We just programmed that trade, and we just programmed the reverse continue long button and the reverse continue short button. That's all we did. But you know we also put a regular reverse continue on the YM because I like having an external reverse continue. And we'll just do one position today with a 35 target and a 35 stop. And these are all going on the same account. You label it YM reverse continue. But the point is not that you're going to use every one of these setups. The point is that the setup is available if you want to use it. That's the key. It's not that we're going to use all these setups all the time, every second. We just want availability of the setup, and then make sure your chart trader is on the right account. Now let's get to oil because it's almost the oil open. So I've been taking the risk all mornings, all week on the oil open. And we are on YouTube, Arthur, this morning. I have been trading the oil open. I want everyone to know, you just got to know that it's been decent this week, but we're not sure that it's the trade we want to be taking. I want to be clear on that. We're not sure, but it's been behaving better. So I'm going to trade it until it bites me so hard that I can't trade it anymore. That's my personal feeling about trading the oil open as a breakout. First thing I do is I put a reverse continue. I put a reverse continue and a magnet on almost every single chart. Okay? Every single chart. Reverse continue, change the breakout to a reverse continue. One position, 25 tick target, 25 tick stop. Remember, it's just a discretionary setup. I might use, I might not. We'll label it CL, reverse continue. And what account are we going to trade oil in? Let me think about this. So I've been shrinking our accounts. We've had a few too many. I canceled one instead of letting it rebill. So CL reverse continue. I've just been consolidating accounts. We've had too many. I still have too many.
So just from an Al Jazeera bureau chief here saying that the return of proposals to the forefront, Iran submitted a new proposal to the Pakistani mediator
I'm going to
yesterday,
trade
a diplomatic
oil.
source told them, and added that the nuclear negotiations will not succeed under these circumstances, and it's likely that the focus will be on ending the war. And this is according to Al Jazeera bureau chief.
I'm going to trade oil. Bear with me for half a second. I apologize. I think in number 41, which has been a pretty decent account, that I did some damage to it this week. A little bit. I've had some bad fills on earnings. Members have made money on quite a few trades that I've lost money on. So I'm okay with that. If you all are making money and we lose, I would prefer that to me making money and you lose. And that is the truth. We prefer if you make money. That's our goal. You make money. Whatever happens to us is a byproduct. So we've got a reverse continue, and I'll use account 41 on oil. I'll probably use account 41 most of the morning on the major news trades. Then we'll set up our, not our reverse continue. I will put a magnet. It's very quick to put it on. High of day, low of day magnet. One position, -3, standard target. We'll do a 30 stop. I'm not programming the buttons. It's not necessary this morning, but I will label it CL magnet. And all accounts are the same for any chart. If you have 3 setups on one chart, all your accounts are going to be the same account. You can't change accounts in the middle of a market open. So don't try. All right. And then I'm going to set up my breakout. So I have a template for the breakout. And the breakout is the difficult trade. It's been inconsistent, but it is appearing to behave better this week in particular. We've had yesterday was awesome. We've had at least three breakout winners this week. One of them yesterday was a big trail also. The breakout, we have a template. So I'm going to load the oil new open. Oil new open. We're going to date it today by right-clicking it and renaming it. Today is May 1st, and this has been the worst. You know what? Last spring was as horrible as this spring. I haven't been able to ride my motorcycle hardly at all this spring. It's been so cold. 0 on the time. Right now we're using a 20 bracket on this. We're using a 20 bracket. Target of 8, target of 20, so position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. Target 1 stop move is BE, break even, and our stop is 25. Right now it's labeled CL breakout open, BRK open. I'm on sim. I'm going to put my charts on sim. My activation time is on 0. I just want to see the bracket before I trade it.
Order submitted.
And that's a very manageable bracket. Okay? That's a nice bracket to trade
It's
the
also
open.
being reported from New York Post
Order
report on
canceled.
X about the proposal that was sent.
Now, I
So they said that
think
Iran handed over its
that I
first
do
proposal sent across
prefer a
Iran North
short
Atlantic
fill this
mediators
morning,
on Thursday, still
but
unclear
there's
what it
no
contains.
outthinking this market. How many times have we seen oil down $5 or up
Also,
$5
just know that
and
previous
the market
publicly
open is the
described plans have
exact
avoided
opposite
profitable
of the
neutral leaving.
trend? So you could
And they
try
say
and
that
think that you
which did
can
little to
fake
catch
out the
American
oil
attention.
market, any open. You can say short only. I'll tell you, the only time short only really does work better than any other time is the 350 trade. Yesterday we should have done a short only. If the market's up at the end of the day, that end of the day trade at 350 Eastern time, you can try to outsmart the market. That tends to be better than any other time to try and outsmart the market. Otherwise, I just trade the open the way it is. I don't try to outsmart it. I might think there might be a direction that I would like, but I don't trade any direction. That's my thinking. I don't like trying. Every time I try to outthink the market stops you out. Our activation time is 8:59:59. Our bracket is 20. Position 1 is 1. Position 2 is 1. 8 and 20 on the targets. The stop is 25. And target 1 stop move is BE, break even. And everything I'm doing in oil right now is on prop account number 41. Apply it, okay it. There are a lot of sales going on with the prop accounts. There's still a sale on Bullinox PTF 89. One thing we're seeing with Bullinox is they're really good with payouts. They don't have a billion rules. They don't make you make videos like Apex does. And then Lucid is a new company for us. They have a code VAULT, VAULT. Now, it's my understanding, Lucid, let me just go over one thing. Make sure our breakout is set properly. It's a 9 o'clock open, so 8:59:59 is our trigger time. All right, put our chart trader on 41. So win or lose this morning on oil, oil still for me is we're testing it. We're vetting it, all right? It's important to realize that. We're not wholeheartedly endorsing this setup, okay? So going back to Lucid, what people have told me, and I have not, I only had one Lucid account that we blew up, um, but I've been told you pay more for a Lucid eval, and please correct me if I'm wrong out there, anyone who's using Lucid. You pay more for an eval. Like a Bullinox sale is 19 bucks, 19 and
Senior
a half
Gulf tanker
dollars.
trackers. They say the number of oil tankers that have been successfully redeployed
Lucid
back to
is
Iran with a crude cargo
$85 with the
continues to
code
rise.
VAULT, VAULT, all caps. But you don't pay when you pass. And you need way less profit to ask for a payout. So if somebody wants to verify that for me out there, if that's been your experience, or if that's your understanding, it's my understanding instead of having to make $3,600 profit, which is what you have to make with Bullinox to request a payout the first time. Um, with Lucid, you only have to make 1,500, and you can ask for 500. That's what I've been hearing. And like I said, we're new to Lucid, but the other thing about Lucid is they use Tradeovate. You could choose Tradeovate as your
Fixed fund rate
data feed.
unchanged at 3.64%, 30th of
That's a
April.
big plus, possibly if the Tradeovate feeds are working better than Rhythmic. And again, we need your feedback because we can't do and test everything. It's not possible. Yes, David, that's correct. What I'm saying too. Right. David, good morning on YouTube. David's one of our regular YouTubers. We are streaming this morning. Yes, Frank, that is the code. Getting ready for the open.
Order
There's
submitted.
our orders. Now, I don't like if I don't get a pretty quick fill. If I don't get a pretty quick fill, I don't trade it. So I'm ready. It's going to short, which I prefer. So that's like a 30-second fill for me, you all. I'm going to cancel. I'm canceling my oil
Order
open.
canceled.
It may work. It may work, but it's going to work without me this morning. 30 seconds is usually what I'm willing to wait for the oil open because it's inconsistent. It has a lot of inconsistency. Usually, when it doesn't burst, what I've been seeing on the open, when it doesn't burst, I have a more difficult outcome. And it's not vetted yet. It's just our experience recently because we've only recently started back to trading the market open. The breakout at 9 o'clock. So look, you could see it's really didn't move on the open. It didn't move 15 ticks. 20. We used 20 ticks, so it gives us the opportunity to cancel if we don't get a big move. If I don't get a big move, now look, I'd rather be short because oil is negative on the morning. Now my breakout is off. It probably is going to test the low. I do think oil's going to test the low. It may do it without me this morning, though, because we now have to go over to our MNQ. Looking at a 15-minute chart of oil, you could see oil is extremely negative. It's very bearish at the moment. Is it going to go short? I think there's a shot. It takes a short. I'm willing to do some damage to this
Order
account.
submitted.
I would put my stop above you really want your stop. I don't want to risk $600, so I'll just use a smallish. Even that is too big of a stop for me. I just want a little scalp here because we have to go over to the MNQ. So what I would like, if we can get some market cooperation, would be able to move our stop to safety, bring our target bigger, and now trail. If it hits me here, then it's a tiny profit, and I'll go to the MNQ. No matter what, I can't lose. Okay, now I probably should not have moved my stop there. If it cooperates and it moves down towards the low, I'll be able to keep trailing. Otherwise, it'll stop me out with a small profit. But oil's been so negative overnight, it just, top of the wick, I'm going, it just looked like that was the right trend. We've got not phenomenal volume at the open. I think it's going to zap us out. I think it's going to test the low. It may not do it right now. And I could be totally wrong. I mean, trading is like you show me an
Order
expert.
filled.
So it zapped us out. We made 8 ticks. I'm fine with that for the moment. I'm fine with that for the moment. We don't stick around and trade oil all morning. All right. We don't trade oil all morning. There's no oil pit anymore, is there? Are there any pits at all anymore? There probably is one or two, I bet. Now, if you want to trade oil low risk, you could change your chart to MCL, put the magnet back on, throw a couple of contracts on, and just wait for that test of the low, which I do think is coming. I think it's going to come. But for now, we'll take a little profit because we have other market
Content
open
information on Chinese
trades to
startups
take
like
care of.
domestic incorporation after regulators' IPO
All right.
stance. So Moonshot AI and other Chinese firms where corporate overhaul in the wake of Meta Mana Steel
Now I
reversal.
want to watch just
Some
for
content
one
information.
30 more seconds just to see. See, right now it's above our exit. It's above our exit. So I like trailing and moving your stop to safety. Sometimes you miss a monster trade, but you could get back in this trade if you think your analysis is right and you just trailed too tight. No law says you can't do it again, right? I am going to get rid of our oil. Now, if I were an oil trader, an all morning oil trader, I'd keep my magnet on. I'd let it fill the magnet, right? And I would probably go short again right here. It's going to test the darn low. It's going to test the low. So let's say you agree with me, but you don't want to take the risk. Throw on MCL 0626, right? Do a quick modification of your setups. We had a reverse continue with only one position. Throw another position on there. Throw a bigger target on there and throw a bigger stop on there. It's only $1 a tick on the reverse continue. And you can do the same thing on the magnet. Throw another contract on there, or two or three, right? And just update it. Make your stop a little bigger. I would make the stop a little bigger. Probably go to 50 on the stop. Not 500, but 50. All right. Apply it. And then the breakout goes away. We're done with it. We traded it. It's done. So now I've got a magnet and I've got a reverse continue. Low risk. If I want to go short, I'm watching. Look, I'm watching the momentum carefully. I like this entry actually. Normally I don't like entering on a green candle, but I'd still think it's going to test low. But unfortunately we have to go to the MNQ because that's what we do in the morning. I would consider shorting at here. We're 12. Just remember oil's 12. All right? Oil is 12 and we'll look at it later. Just remember oil's 12. Well, you can just remember did it test the low around 9:30. All right. I'm going to go to our normal open because that's what we do. But it's hard to go away from this because this is, I'm going to do what I normally do. All right. Oil, we're done. Oil, we're done. We have our YM. YM is bullish. I'd probably let it test the high, right? I'll let the magnet go on. Going to put our MNQ 0626. These markets are very bullish this morning. They just are. It's hard to believe, frankly, how disconnected these markets are from life. but
We
it
have
is what
spoken
it
out the
is.
article from the information on the feed for you to read through.
And how disconnected these markets are from normal people. These markets are not normal people. These markets are the markets. That's all that is. They're the markets. It's like a world that exists all by itself. And whatever happens, happens. It's not connected to anything based on reality anymore. I don't think. Because if it was, how could it be behaving like this? All right. So we have an MNQ. We will put a reverse continue on the MNQ. We'll just modify our oil reverse continue. Couple of contracts. We'll do a target of 75 and a stop of 75. That's our MNQ reverse continue, but we will label it MNQ reverse continue, and I will trade that in a funded account this morning, 68. So I'm not going to tell the story about account 68, but account 68 is still alive. It was a very severely damaged funded account that somehow is still alive, and it's slowly moving back to normal. It's still underwater, but it's not in danger of being destroyed anymore. It's gotten better. Apply it, and then we're going to adjust our CL magnet to become an MNQ magnet. High of day, low of day. Two contracts on target one, default of -3, and our stop is 100. MNQ is only 50 cents a tick. 50 cents a tick. All right? Not much change made. We're going to label it though, MNQ magnet. That is important. Apply it. We're still using account 41. So we're 80 bucks positive on account 41, and we have our morning breakout. All right, morning breakout. And our morning breakout, I've been trading it conservatively this week. We have a template for it. So I'm going to load the template. First, you click News Trader, which is our software. You double click it. When it shows up under configured as a breakout, we go to the template and click it, and then we go to load. MNQ new open is our template. MNQ new open. We're going to right click it and rename it with today's date because we haven't done that in a couple of days. We want to keep every template should be dated. Just like every trade should be labeled, every template should be dated. Then if you come back in a week and you forgot how you traded a setup, all you have to do is load the most recent template. It's not rocket science, this stuff. It's just logic. Simple simplicity. And we're literally just doing one position on each. We have a target of 30, target 100, target one stop move is BE, and our stop loss is 125. Right now, my entry time, which is normally 9:29:59, it's on 0 because we're going to check our bracket management. It's labeled BRK MNQ open. Everything's on sim. Our chart trader is going to go on sim. All right. Because we want to see a bracket. If you turn on a breakout trade with time set to 0, it'll trigger your
Order
brackets.
submitted.
I want to make sure the
Order
brackets are
canceled.
not all scrunched up so that we have enough room to trade. That's all I'm doing. No
Order
big deal.
submitted.
It also
Order
shows us
canceled.
if the orders are completely frozen, which is very rare. I don't think I've ever seen that completely freeze in sim. So now I'm going to go back to the breakout and highlight it, put the correct time in, 9:29:59 is our activation. That's when our orders go on the chart. 35 on our bracket. Target of 30 and 100, stop of 125. That's our current setup this morning. And like I said, we're doing our MNQ on account number 67. 68, sorry. 68. YM is on 67. Apply it, okay it, and we'll put our magnet on. We have our MNQ magnet, so the first, turn on our chart trader, put it on 67. If your chart trader is not on the correct account, you will not see your orders. It'll fake you out because you'll see some things happen and then you'll get confused because your orders won't show up if you're on the wrong account. So it's very important to be on the correct account on your chart trader. Your chart trader, if you're using account 68 inside the software in your configuration, down where it says account 68, right? Everything is 68 like it's supposed to be. Then your chart trader needs to be 68. All right. My magnet was 41, so it's a good thing I checked. I want that on 68. And then if you make a change, you have to apply it. And we can check our reverse continue also. And our reverse continue is 68. So then you can check your control panel. This is the control panel. All your setups can be checked. If you make your line long enough, wide enough, you can see the accounts. So my MNQs are 68, my YMs are 67. That's what I want at the moment, right? So I can turn on my magnet and I can turn on my reverse continue. My breakout's already on. So we're ready for the open. I'm trading the breakout. That's my trade. That's my morning trade. YM, I haven't turned anything on. I'm watching the high of day, low of day on the YM. When I'm ready to make it automatic, I can turn on the magnet auto button by pressing the button. Make sure it says auto mode. All right, it's a little bit early. We have a few minutes. RTY, we'll put our market reverse continue on the chart with the RTY. Right click, click strategy, double click news trader. Change the breakout to a reverse continue. One position, 35 tick target, 35 tick stop. Going to scroll down. That's our reverse continue. We're going to label it RTY, reverse continue, right? And funded account 66, our best funded account. Apply it, okay. Second RTY setup is our range trade. Make sure RTY is on number 66. All right? And it is. You can turn on that reverse continue. It's not going to hurt anything. Right click, click strategy. The trade that we trade on the RTY open is double click news trader, turn it into a range trade. It's our morning range trade. And we're going to start the range. Scroll down to the setup. Also, label it in the setup, RTY range. All right. Under optional, uncheck show the vertical line on entry. That's a line that our software puts on to track things. You don't need it in the range. First thing we're going to do, or the third thing we're going to do, is go to range trade. And our range trade start time is 9:25:00. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart. Then we're going to go up to the top. We're going to end the range at 9:30. And I want to thank one of our members, Langford, for this trade setup. It's been great. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1, target 1 is 10 ticks, target 2 is 20 ticks. Target 1 stop move is BE. If we hit our first target, our stop moves to break even, and our stop loss is 35. I'm tempted to go back to the 25 stop, but for now, we'll leave things as they are. So we're ending the range at 9:30. 00. Always double check. Notice I typed in something wrong. 9:30:00. One position for position 1 is one contract. Position 2 is a one contract. Target 1 is 10. Target 2 is 20. The stop is 35. Target 1 stop move is BE for break even. Starting the range at 9:25. Range start
9:30
time.
AM Eastern Time, we get the Canadian Manufacturing
6
PMI
ticks above the
550.
range, 6 ticks below the range. Show the range graphics on chart is checked. All that means is when you draw the range software, show it to me. And the account is our funded account number 66. And again, all setups on one chart are the same account because you can't be fumbling around during a fast moving market situation and changing accounts, trading, managing the trade. You just can't. We're not trading all the setups at once because the other thing you cannot do is trade multiple setups at once. They'll interfere with each other. Make sure you understand that. We're not trying to trade these setups all at the same time. We're trying to give ourselves multiple opportunities based on market behavior. Maybe the range trade doesn't fill. Maybe we cancel it. Maybe we get a quick profit and we then want to enter a scalp. Reverse continue with stops and targets. Maybe we want to trade the magnet after the opening trade. These are just opportunities that sometimes we use. Today we have to get ready for ISM, so we're not going to spend a lot of time right after the open. We're going to start getting ready for ISM manufacturing. That's at 10 o'clock. So we're going to trade the open, not spend a lot of time extra trading, and we're going to get ready for ISM manufacturing because that's what we got going today. All right. So RTY range last time. End the range at 9:30:00. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. That just means one contract each position. Target 1 is 10, target 2 is 20, stop is 35. If we hit our first target, target 1 stop move goes to break even. Just a reminder, everybody here, don't forget about our class at noon. I'm posting the link in the trade room. The class is free. We will explain and teach everything that we did this week at the class. I don't expect anyone to know what we were doing all week just by coming to 3 trade rooms without a class. We're going to start the range at 9:25:00. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. That's where our orders get placed when the range is done calculating at 9:30. And show the range graphics on chart. Checked. Apply it, okay it. We're on account 66. And I'll also put a quick magnet on the RTY. I don't even have to program it because I have my reverse continue if I want to program it. If I was going to do a high of day, low of day magnet, I would choose high of day, low of day. But I'll show you why I'm not going to. Well, I'm not doing it because we're trading the range trade, but we can turn it on after the range trade. Position 1 is a 1, -3 is our target, 3 ticks above the high or 3 ticks below, and our stop is 35. That's all I need for a magnet. I label it. Don't forget, label everything you do. RTY magnet. And it's going to go on the same 66 funded account. Apply it, okay it. When you turn on the magnet, we get our magnet buttons. We get a million buttons. We get our orders, which are movable. If I wanted to get filled all the way down here, I could move my fills. These are orders. The orders are beautifully modifiable just by grabbing them. It's my favorite part of the magnet. You can fake it out and trade the VWAP. By moving the order all the way up here, I could test the VWAP. I could also test the VWAP by changing my targeting, and I'll show you how to do that at the class. All right? But I'm turning off the high of day, low of day orders because we're trading the range trade. It's going to start calculating right now. It's 9:25, so we're getting ready. YM. I'll put my software in automatic mode. I think this morning that our YM should be a VWAP test. That's what I think. It really should be the VWAP test. I don't love going down when the market's very up. However, it's just a test of a level. We've also had a very good, a lot of highs of days, lows of days testing on the YM. So I prefer high of day, low of day after the open. So I always reserve the right to test the VWAP. If I want to do a poor man's VWAP, I could do this. If you do that, it's going to trigger here, but your target is going to be down at the low of day because this is a low of day trade and a high of day trade. It's not a VWAP trade. So your target is going to be low of day. If you target the VWAP, your target, your exit will be in the correct place. It's a poor man's VWAP. Sometimes market is the speed, something's going on in the market. It's moving fast. You don't have time to change your setup. You can fake out the software. Not fake out. You could just use the tools you have in a different way. Now I'm testing the VWAP if the market goes short. But you must remember, if you do that, where's your target? It's going to be at the low of the day because that's a low of day order entry. It's not a true VWAP entry. Yes, it'll enter at the VWAP, but that's not its setup inside the software. Okay?
It's about 3 minutes to go through
It's not
the
really
daily moving average
complicated.
and PMI prior 50.
That's the truth. It's really not complicated. So let's see what happens. We have a MNQ breakout at 9:30. We have a range trade on the RTY, and we have possible magnets on the YM. That's what we've got planned. All three, we all almost always get two very quick fills, RTY and MNQ. YM sometimes doesn't fill for quite a while. It may not fill right away. Sometimes the RTY takes a little bit of time to fill.
CBS says that they, well, citing Pakistani officials, said that Iran's latest response to terms for peace deal delivered to the American officials.
There is a slight market tweet. That's what I believe we're seeing. We have a full minute to go. Right now, full minute.
1 minute ago now to begin the Arc on an open imbalance data. Also shortly expecting the Canadian manufacturing PMI data as well.
All right, so we're just watching. The range is a little big. It's a little on the big side this morning. Yesterday it was huge. Um, 2 days ago it was really big. There's no question there's been a lot more tweeting early. That's something we've been seeing, more tweeting.
10 seconds.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Canadian manufacturing PMI 53.3.
Order filled.
All right, so
The Arc on an open
RTY
imbalance. S&P
went the
500
wrong
buy side
direction,
211 million.
unfortunately.
Nasdaq 100 sell side 60 million.
MNQ,
Dow 30 buy side 79
so
million.
it
S&P
almost
buy
looks
side
like
20 million.
there was some sort of a negative tweet. Are we going to get a test of the low? That's the
Order
question.
submitted.
Are we going to get a test
Further
of the
from the
low?
CBS article then, so it says Pakistani officials told
I'll
CBS News
move
on
my
Friday
stop to
to revise Iranian
safety if I
responsibilities for
can.
ISM's
If
memo
I
had been
can.
conveyed to US officials,
Expand
confirming
the
Iranian state
target.
media reports that Iran had
Order
publicly made a
filled.
proposal
If I
to
can.
at least hold a second
Order
round of
filled.
Stop to
negotiations.
safety. Not a
Pakistani
Order
very
officials
big
submitted.
profit.
delivered to
Order
US
filled.
All
Pakistani
right?
negotiators
Very
revised
small. Very
responsibilities
small.
related to
YM.
latest amendments
Order
on agreements
filled.
for
Oh,
the war.
gosh.
Previous Iran
Not a
had
good
entered
open,
social media
folks.
discussions
This has
about
been
issues to undertake,
not the easiest
but have
trading
rejected.
week. Not the easiest
Pakistani
trading
officials
week. The
expressed
YM
optimism that
missed
it
our
could be nearer than it
target
was before Iran
by
made the
one
initial offer.
tick.
Again, there have been other reports that
Maybe
some
that,
weeks ago Iran was talking about
maybe
nuclear
4 or 5
talks in the
ticks.
latest one.
Maybe 4 or 5 ticks.
Order submitted.
I want to get my stop a little bit out of the way
Order filled.
and
Right, the
just
article is down
can't
for you to read
buy a
as well.
thrill this morning. Markets chopping in multiple directions, multiple directions. The MNQ made the high. MNQ made the high.
Apple shares rising 4.2% at the
So
open.
a miserable open. The first miserable open
Apple
we've
shares
had
rising
in a
after
very
Q1
long
forecast
time.
Q3
In
sales
a
growth
very long
above
time.
estimates. This is from the earnings slide.
But it happens. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. We're going to get ready for ISM manufacturing. That's what we're going to do. RTY it's going to go through that low. I believe it's going to go through that low. And the YM will probably go through that low also. I think the problem, the failure of the YM, if you want to analyze it, the range is too tight. The range is too tight. In other words, we're close to the high, we're close to the low, and we didn't get a follow through. Did not get a follow through. It came close, but it didn't follow through. So, we say this all the time. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to give up. And we just go back the next day and we do it over. And we do it over. Because more often than not, these are winning trades. Now, my RTY range is done. I'm not trading that again. All right, that trade is
ExxonMobil
done.
shares now flat after Q1
My
profit beat.
MNQ breakout, which was our only winner this morning, and it was a small winner because we're trading it small. That was a one target winner. We don't need the breakout. And the MNQ is just relentlessly bullish. Relentlessly bullish. Now remember, we have to get ready for ISM manufacturing. Got to get ready for ISM manufacturing. So right now I'm just watching for a minute. Now I'm going to change. I have to change my setups. I have to change my setups. So that's what I'm going to do because we only
Further
have
movement from the upside to the
20
upside on the
minutes,
S&P 500, of course, from the
25
open,
minutes
but also
to
the
set up
rise of
for
tension in
ISM.
Iran presented a new proposal yesterday to the Pakistani mediator, according to Al Jazeera, citing Iranian diplomatic
So
force.
what's interesting is NQ is relentless to the upside and YM is losing some of its steam. But again, we're in this range between highs and lows that's a little bit tight. It's a little bit tight. And the same thing can be said for RTY. So for the moment, I'm going to take a break and set up. I'm going to set up for ISM. So let's do that. I'm done at the moment for MNQ, and I'm done at the moment for YM. We're going to change our account until I decide what account we're going to
2 minutes
trade
to go
in.
now until we get the
So I'm going to
US S&P
move
manufacturing PMI final data.
all of this. We're going to remove this.
Forecast for the S&P manufacturing PMI final
We're going to
is
remove our
50. It's
RTY setups.
54,554 with a range
Now,
of
there
54.1 to
is
53.7.
a 9:45 report that we watch. ES, I'm putting on the left because we have an ISM setup on the left for the ES, and I'm putting a setup in the middle on gold. GC 0626. All right. Watching gold for the moment. At 9:45, there is going to be a small report. It's called final manufacturing. And then at 10 o'clock, we'll have our normal ISM. Every ISM manufacturing report has a 15-minute earlier report that we used to try and trade it, but it's not really tradable these days. Over the years, we've tried to trade it, and it has not been tradable. I will look at the news, though, on that report. All right, this is the news for that particular report. I want to look at it, but I'm not going to try and trade it at the moment. We're going to watch it and just see what kind of move it has. Let me get the news up. Bear with me. All right. And also ISM manufacturing.
According to
So at
Rabin on X, says Monday, White
9:45,
House envoy will
you've
be
got
presenting a list
this
of amendments that focus on inserting nuclear issues back
this
into the draft,
report.
according to a source. Source said one of the amendments clearly
Final
demand that Iran
manufacturing, it's
commit
called.
not to try to
It
extract
can
uranium
affect
out of its
various
polymetallic facilities or
markets.
restart
It's
any
possible.
activity at those sites, as long as negotiations
I
continue.
don't expect it will do a big effect on the ES, but it's possible it could have a pretty good effect on gold if it moves the market. If it moves the market, all right? It's all whether or not it moves the market. Right now, we're going to pull up our DMM, and ISM definitely has some significant risk, particularly with gold. I will not trade ISM in a funded account on gold, but I will trade ES as a funded account to try and make some of that money back this morning because I like the ES setup. Now, we had a reverse continue I'll modify it for the ES. One contract, a 25 target, and a 25 stop. Reverse continue, and I'll label it ES
So at the headline, just to
reverse
reiterate the main
continue.
points, that again, US on Monday sent a letter
And I will trade
listing its
this in
amendment to the RUN.
67, which I really damaged this morning with the YM scalp. But that is the way it goes. Sometimes you make a ton of money on a scalp. You just have to forgive yourself and move on. I'll put the ES magnet on. Not trading the magnet at the moment. One position, default target of -3, and again, a stop of 25. Magnet after the news will look for a signal, possible signals. Label it ES magnet.
SIBO
And
Volatility
we
Index
said
falls to the lowest level in
67.
over 2 months, last down 0.17
67.
points at
Apply
about
it.
16.72.
Okay, so we have two setups at the moment. We're going to put it on 67. We're going to try and get some money back. Our trap trade, and we do have 6 minutes before that next news report.
5 minutes ago, until we get the
Our
US
trap
SME
trade,
manufacturing PMI final forecast unchanged from the prior 54.
right click the chart, click strategy. Remember, a trap trade is we think ISM is going to go in one direction and then reverse. What's the greatest danger to a trap trade? It moves one direction only. That would blow up a trade. 9:59.55. All right, 9:59.55. I did want to bring up something that creates bad trading habits, but people do it, and I think you can't ignore it. So let me set this trade up, and I'll explain. 9:59.55. A
Seeing
stop of
Vivian shares set up
25.
for support 42% after Q1 results.
And we have an MES set up with a stop of 40. All right. ES or MES. I'm trading ES. 9:59.55, stop of 25. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Tier 1 is 20. Tier 2 is 35. Label it Trap ES. And we're doing it in 67. So let me see if I can explain. Let me set up gold. Gold is an interesting question. So it brings up what I was going to explain. I know that I have an account that is rebilling at midnight. So if I blow that account up, it doesn't matter because it's rebilling tonight. I didn't pass the eval on this particular account. So some people will go for broke the final day that an account is alive, an eval, before billing to try and pass. So I'll use that account and I'll add some extra contracts because, like I said, if I damage and blow that account up right now, it'll be back on Monday just for the normal $19 billing that it's going to get billed anyway, no matter what. But right now, it's a little bit under 50,000, so I have nothing to lose. But I would not trade this way in a cash account, nor would I do it in a funded account. I'm telling you why I'm doing it. And it's because of the the bad habits that are created with some prop account trading. If you're aware of when your accounts bill, which most people are, eval accounts sometimes are monthly bills. You're renting the platform for a month. So I'm renting this particular account, number 29. It bills tonight at midnight. So our gold setup, it has some serious risk if it doesn't work. It has worked 2 breakouts in a row. It has worked 2 breakouts in a row. but it is fairly choppy on ISM. Here comes that. In 1 minute, we're going to get that 945 manufacturing number. Over the years, like I said, we have tried to trade it.
1
All
minute
right.
to go now.
I am going to put ES magnet on at the moment and the reverse continue. I would not take a signal before a news report. In 50 seconds, we'll get that news. Watch gold. Gold tends to move more on this particular news than the ES. Now, something you have to consider about the trap trade. Because of the bullishness of the markets, if the ISM manufacturing data is positive, we may not want to allow the trap trade to fill short. You might not have an opportunity to decide because it might fill you fast. The news is better than expected, 54.5 versus 54. Normally that would push gold down a little bit. Interestingly, the ES might just be responding to making new highs more than it's responding to the news. Okay? Because what did we say? This is a news report that over the years it hasn't been moving enough for us to trade it. So the ES is going down on potentially good manufacturing numbers. They were not off the chart good, but they were better than expected. All right. Now our normal ISM, we'll leave it here. And we have a gold setup. Now, is gold responding to that news? These are things you got to track. You have to track it. If you're interested in possibly trading that 945 event, we had a 35 tick candle on the news. All right. At least 35. Now, what's kind of interesting is the ES is pulling back off the high, which leads me to think that possibly the trap will give us a move in either direction. The trap setup is my first enable. I enabled the trap first. That's the first setup I enable because I want access to the cancel outer tier button. With a trap trade, we're putting two orders on the chart above and below the current price. I'm also turning on my magnet to watch for signals, and I have a reverse continue. What do I mean when I say our trap trade puts two orders on the chart? In Sim, I can show you by triggering the trap trade, make the time 0, right? Put the charts on Sim so I don't get into a trade before the news by accident.
Order submitted.
Put it in Sim so we see the orders. Two orders above the current price, two orders below. If the market goes down, we buy the market. If the market goes up, we sell the market. The cancel out a tier button, if you get a fill, it cancels the order
canceled
that didn't get filled if both orders don't fill on the news. That would allow you to move your stop to safety.
So it's giving a bit of a market update then so far.
I will talk through the trap trade because that's the trade I'll be paying attention to.
Signs of economic growth.
Remember, it almost doesn't matter what happens to my gold trade because that account is going to rebill Monday, tonight at midnight, Monday morning, whichever. 950, 955 is our as our orders go on the chart. 9:50, 9:55. ISM is a 10 o'clock
So
event.
just a heads up to users. Just
Position 1 is a 1.
which tends to
Position
refresh
2
screen.
is a 1.
Don't
We have
Voice
one
use
contract
disconnected.
for each order.
and then just click on the blue icon circle.
Our stop is 25.
For now.
We're trading it funded. Trap yes. Apply it. Okay it. Put the chart trader on the right account. So everything yes is 67. Now our gold breakout. We're going to trade in number 29. First thing we're going to do, put a
Excellent CEO
reverse
says
continue
production
on the
that
chart.
is currently offline in the Middle East can return relatively quickly once the strait reopens, but damaged
Reverse
Qatar
continue.
LNG trains will take longer.
One position, 35 target, 35 stop, and we'll call it gold reverse continue. GC reverse continue, and we're on account number 29.
10
Apply
minutes
it,
ago now to
and
get the
okay.
ISM manufacturing PMI data.
Our second
Forecast
setup
53
is the
spot 2,
gold
price
breakout.
52 spot 7, with a range of 56 to 47 spot 5. ISM manufacturing prices paid, forecast 80 spot 3, price
Click on
78
News
spot 3.
Trader. It's a breakout.
Manufacturing employment index forecast 48 spot 8, price 48 spot 7.
59.59.
New orders index forecast 54 spot 5, prior 53
Normally,
spot
I
5.
might even trade just one contract on this report. We have a bracket of 40. I'm going to trade two positions, 2 and 2, which is a lot of risk. It'll blow the account up if the trade fails, but it'll make a nice amount of money if the trade works. Target 1 is 15. I'm going to go to 20 on this. Target 2 is 35. I'm going to go to 50 on it. I'm not going to manage this trade. My stop is 55. I'm going to manage the ES trap. All right, managing the ES trap. If it hits my first target, I'm going to move my stop to break even. BE. Move the stop to BE. Hits the first target. We're going to check our bracket, right? Because our time is set to 0. Our time is set to 0. I just accidentally dated this DMM wrong, Colin. That's my mistake. It's the correct setup. I'm the intern. I dated it wrong. I was doing some editing yesterday, and I forgot to
NVIDIA
change the
shares
date.
now turning negative.
Because I don't think the trade, yeah, it was 4-1, but it's absolutely a modified setup. Okay, let's go over it one more time. We're going to label it GC breakout. All right, GC breakout. I'm going to leave it in sim. We're going to check the bracket. The time is on 0. We're going to put it on 0. And the only reason I'm going for bigger targets is if it's a great trade, it could move 100 ticks on gold easily. There's been 200 tick moves recently on this report. I want to get very close to passing the eval. Now, I am concerned I may not be allowed to trade quite so many contracts. So let's see what happens. I'm going to just go 2 and 1. I'm going to go 2 and 1. So time is on 0. Target one stop move is BE to
So
break
Iran
even.
State
If our first
run
target gets
IRNA
hit,
says Iraq
the
chief
stop is
briefs regional
55. But
counterparts.
right now, time is on
It's
0.
just talking about
The software is on
what
SIM.
the developments
Apply
are
it and OK
with
it.
prior
We're
talks,
going to
but
look at
nothing new.
our gold bracket on SIM.
Order submitted.
That's a little
Order
tight.
canceled.
All right, I'm going to get rid of that vertical line on entry also. Highlight the breakout. Go to optional. Remove the vertical line on entry by unchecking it. Apply an OK, and we'll do it all one more time. Spread the chart a little bit.
So our
Order
IRNA
submitted.
says Iraq chief briefs
All right,
counterparts
I
with
Order
Iran
want,
canceled.
starts
see how it
IRNA.
almost got filled? The bracket is small for this volatility on gold. It is a small bracket. We could get filled. There's news taking place. This is the problem. There's news taking place in the market right now. And that's pushing gold more than the ES. That adds the risk to gold. So again, if
5
this
minutes ago now to get
account
the ISM manufacturing
mattered,
PMI report.
I
Forecast
would
53
probably
spot 2, prior
just
52 spot
trade
7.
the trap.
Prices paid, forecast 80
Okay.
spot 3, prior 78 spot 3. Employment index forecast 48 spot 8, prior 48 spot 7. New orders.
So I just want to be clear. I'm taking extra risk because I know this account's going to rebuild.
A little bit more movement towards the upside.
Now I'm extremely concerned that we may have to take this trade off because of the news.
Starts to end the war, and the dollar seeing some movement towards the downside here.
You see what's going on here?
We reported that
We have a
news.
market that may not be safe for a
Spot
news
silver
trade.
rising 3%.
So right now, Iran, here's what's happened. Iran's foreign minister, Aragachi, briefs regional counterparts on Iran's stance to end the war. So, you know, this is 4 minutes before the news.
So did see a little bit of movement towards the downside on WTI.
4 minutes before the news.
Again, off of the Iran state-run IRNA, saying that Iran's foreign minister actually briefed regional counterparts on Iran's stance to end the war.
So very honestly, I think it's too risky to trade in a funded account on the trap trade. I'm not really willing to blow up the funded account in this kind of risk. I'll trade my Lucid account on the ES trap. So I'm just going to quickly update my accounts. With that kind of news being announced immediately, I don't want to blow up a funded account.
Not too long ago, a while ago.
So I'm just updating
the same thing
to trade it. All the setups just changing over to Lucid. It's an eval. I'm more willing to take that risk. Let me think for a second. Is that where I want to do it? Yep, we'll do it there. So we're on Lucid for our trap trade. Gold, I'll still take the risk because you know what we said. It doesn't matter, right? I'll put a quick magnet on gold also. One position, a 35 tick target. And that was account 29. Because gold, it doesn't matter, the count's rebuilding. I hate to trade that way, but it is what it is. So we'll put our breakout on. We'll set the time properly. 9:59. And I'm upping the bracket to 45, which probably won't make a difference. Account 29. Apply it. The reverse continue is on 29. and the magnet is on 29. Chart trader goes to 29. Getting an error, unfortunately, on that reversal. So I'm not going to trade that reversal right now. Trap ES is fine.
1 minute ago
ES
now, I'm going to give
magnet,
the
we've got 1
ISM
minute.
manufacturing PMI.
So I'm having some sort of a issue, but I'll just ignore it because it's a setup. I don't have to trade it. I'm mostly watching the trap
US stocks
because
sustained gains. Nasdaq up now 1%.
there's a lot of risk to try and trade a reversal trade. However, we're making new high after new high after new high. The market may start to pull back. It's possible. Or we could
10
just get
seconds.
stuck in a push up. You just don't know.
Order
Okay,
submitted.
there's the orders.
Order canceled.
Okay, gold, too many
52.7,
contracts. It wouldn't let me trade
52.7,
it.
lower than
That's what I was
forecast.
concerned with.
53.2.
No fill
Manufacturing
on the
prices
ES.
84.6,
No fill on the
84.6, higher
ES.
than the forecast of
The
84.3.
news is mixed.
Employment index
You have
46.4,
positive
46.4, lower than
manufacturing
forecast of 48.8, and new orders
and you
54.1,
have
54.1, lower than
negative
forecast 54.5.
employment.
Performance
No
report Logan
fill.
says the Fed should
No
not give guidance
fill
on
on
potential
the
easing right
ES
now.
currently. No
The
fill
Fed's next rate move
on
could
the
be a
ES
cut or a
currently.
hike.
Gold,
Economic
it's
outlook
going to
is very
test
uncertain right now.
Order
Job
the
market
high
filled.
has been
of
stable,
day.
and I'm increasingly
Canceling
concerned about
the
getting
ES
inflation back to
trap.
2%. The outlook for inflation path is uncertain, and
I
the
Order
don't want a
canceled.
short
they
fill
dissented
on the
against Fed's
ES.
easing bias at FOMC meeting.
Putting a
Order
sell up
submitted.
top on gold. If it tests the high, I'd like to get there. It doesn't matter. This account, it's not a big enough trade. I'm going to sell.
Order submitted.
It's not a big enough trade to make enough money to pass anything. Remember, this account is going to rebuild tonight. It's going to rebuild tonight. This account, I did not want to take a trap trade short. If it keeps going up, it's going to fill us short. Not in this market do I want to go short. So that's why I canceled it. All right. The ES magnet says it's almost impossible to trade a market that's bursting up, up, and up. Our gold test of the high, we can move our stop to safety and see if we can trail this. If it keeps going, we can trail. If it hits the high and pulls back, it'll take us out. All right, so I'll keep expanding my target way up. I've seen gold go crazy like you would not believe.
Order filled.
All right, pulled
When you
back,
consider the
canceled
Order
the
uncertainty,
canceled.
order.
1 feet free to read
So
through.
that was like a
Gilts gained, and traders
$580
trim
gold
wages on
trade.
Bank of England rate hikes in
Just
2026.
traded a poor man's magnet for a test of the high. I tried to put on too many orders for the breakout. What happens with a breakout? It doubles the amount of your orders. So in other words, I had 3 contracts on each side. It tried to trade, it calculates as 6. So I knew what happened. When that happened, I put on a trade for a test of the high and then immediately added my stop and my target because something happened with that reverse continue where it wouldn't let me put that on. So now I can add strategy, get rid of this reverse continue, which for whatever reason had an issue, put a new one on,
Also seeing Apple extending rally to over
Highlight it.
5% now, the biggest gain
We can
since
get rid of our
Christmas.
breakouts because we're not trading another breakout. Put on a reverse continue so we have it on the chart. 2 contracts, go for a 100-tick target and a 50-tick stop. Remember, we have nothing to lose on this account because it's getting rebuilt tonight. Does that mean you have to be stupid? You don't want to be stupid. You don't want to blow it up on purpose. But you want to, if you have an opportunity you think is a great trade, it's pretty much you're trading with no risk because it's fake money. It's not real. It's not real cash, right? GC
Treasury
reverse
yields edge
continue.
lower after weak ISM factory employment.
It's not real cash. So the reverse continue gives us our orders, long or short. The trap on the ES is done. Putting the ES magnet on, when there is a change in momentum, we will get a short signal. The difficulty in taking a short signal in this market is it's been bursting, bursting, bursting on news. That's a lot of risk. It is a lot of risk. It's also not a funded account. It's not a funded account. So what do I mean when I say a poor man's magnet? So it takes a few minutes to configure. It takes a minute to configure a magnet. If you already have a reverse continue on the chart and you see a high is about to be tested, you can just take a long using your reverse continue without setting up a whole magnet setup, which automatically trades a high of day, low of day, if that's the magnet you set up. So there's more than one way you could test a high of day, low of day. Now, the issue here is our signal is going to be pretty late because you need a pretty big change in direction and momentum when the market made more than 10 new highs. There's your signal. Do you want to take a short signal in this market? I'm not sure I want to because we're 49 points bullish. We're 49 points bullish. It's supreme risk. It's supreme risk. So I'm not diving into a short. I just think it's risky. Now, it is a prop account. Life doesn't end, right? There's our gold magnet for signals. Same thing of gold. I just turned it on. There was a signal a minute and a half ago. Gold, I have seen gold make new high after new high after new high after new high for an hour in these markets. Right now, things are bursting. Bursting is ultra risk for reversals. So yes, you may get a signal, but you're just adding increased risk to try and go against the market because it's not a normal move. It's not a move based on the news. The news had mixed news. It was mixed. And it was negative on the manufacturing. Yet the ES made new high after new high after new high. That's because Iran made a comment about the war ending. And that's pushing the market up. You could take your short here. You could take it. I could take the short here. My life isn't going to end if this account gets damaged. I'd rather not do it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'd rather not do it in the Lucid account because that account is kind of special. I don't care nearly as much in some of my other prop accounts. I don't want to damage an account I really care about. But we could test our magnet and our reverse continue. Hang on a second. If we missed it, we missed it. I'm gonna watch signals for a few minutes. Now I'm gonna put a quick reverse continue in 29. But I have missed it, and that's just the way it is. Wasn't dying to take that short to begin with. 29 short, I'm going to label it. But let's watch for a minute because this market is very interesting. Going to get rid of that. So right now we have a reverse continue and we have a magnet on the ES on account 29. If you take a short here, your stop is above the high of the day. Right now, you've got decent momentum to the downside. Okay? You do have decent momentum to the downside. But you have virtually very little profit on this short. And if you notice, look at the price action. This is not a 100% short. It may still push up. But if you want to take the risk, this is an account that rebuilds tonight. Okay? But I still want to trade it right. And right now I got a green candle. We could get more tests of the high. We just can. Watch. Watch. The news now doesn't matter. We don't need this. All right? We don't need that. But you could see why it's extremely difficult to take shorts in a market that's bursting not from typical news, but it's bursting from tweets, commentary by governments. It's very different. It's very different. But notice it is struggling to go up. It's struggling to go up.
Order submitted.
So let's say we take it, right? Because remember, it doesn't matter what happens to this account. Our
So
stop
just in case you missed it,
has to
there's an
be
article from Press TV about what the draft
73.
new blueprint for the management administrator firms, and we'll post it out for you on the feed to read through.
Our stop is actually fine where it is.
But just
The
some of the
stop is
key points
fine where it
then,
is.
again, from Press
What
TV
I
to have
would
a
do
look.
here
It
is
says
see if we could get our stop to
sovereignty,
safety
financial proceeds
at some
must be
point,
collected in
or
Iranian
we're
reals,
going to lose.
direct
All
challenge
right,
to dollar
let's see
dominance
if
in
we could
regional
get our
energy
stop to
transactions,
safety, or
countries
if
that
we
have
could
imposed sanctions against
survive
Iran assets or taken
by
hostile
keeping
actions
our
would be
stop
required to
higher
pay
than the
substantial
high.
compensation for crossing the waterway. Also, in regards to military authority, the General Staff of
Let's see
Iran's
what
armed
happens.
forces has been designated as responsible authority. All actions
Now
related to
you've
achieving the
got
choke point
momentum
consolidate the
going
military
down.
and civilian command. So we'll get
Price
it out for you in
was
the feed so you
going
can read
up.
it through yourself.
That makes reversals tough. That makes reversals tough. So look what's going on. You've got price action to the high side. If it makes, look at gold. Look at gold. So this is probably going to not work. It's probably not going to work. So the question is, how much higher can it go? Where is it going to get exhausted? It's already negative momentum. You've got negative momentum, but you've got positive price action. Positive price action. That bodes very poorly for this trade working. But let's see what happens. It could be getting exhausted. It could be. It's possible. Momentum is still going down. Remember, I've got nothing to lose. I've got nothing to lose by making my stop a little bigger
According to N12 news
and
from
see
Israel,
if we
it's
can
amid
get
the ongoing
exhausted here.
negotiations between the US and Iran,
What's working
and the
against
IDF
us,
directed that the
gold
military
has been
targets in
moving
Iran
in the
have been
same
achieved.
direction
But as
as
long as
the
the nuclear program
markets.
doesn't leave Iran and
That's not the norm.
enrichment doesn't stop, everything that's been done is one big failure. Senior
Although
military officials speaking to N12
that
News
changes.
assessed that
Sometimes
even
gold
after
moves the
missiles,
way you expect.
headquarters, and commanders were
Sometimes
attacked,
gold
the
moves
Iranian
with the
regime would
market.
be able to
Sometimes gold
pause the
moves
nuclear program
against the
after the war
news.
ends. Again, that's according to N12
In the
News,
old days, gold
citing
used to move
senior
with the
military officials.
news, opposite the news. If there was good news, gold would go down. If there was bad news, gold would go up. Now, it doesn't always move that way. Sometimes gold moves with the market. Now, notice we might be getting exhausted here, but we've moved so far up, I would sell.
So, reminder, we did post out the Press TV
I would
report.
sell another
Once again, just to read
contract
through
here.
again, it's just from, in case you missed it, gives some more
If the
detail in
trade's
regards
going to
to
give us
Iran's
any
nuclear
chance of working,
management and Strait of Hormuz.
if it doesn't work, we're going to get stopped anyway. If it starts to work, we could start getting an extra contract of profit if we sell right here and add a position. I think I can. Let's see what happens.
Order submitted.
No, I can't. It won't let me. All right, so I can only trade 2 and 2 on this account. See, it's counting that order here as a real order, even though it's not in the market. It's only in the market with 2. This is a 3. It's not a 7 contract account. I thought it was a 7 contract account. So the question is the market going to retrace enough at this point? The trade hasn't worked. So the question is the market going to work enough to let us just get out of this trade, right? I'm not thinking profit anymore. Now I'm thinking I'd like to get out and wait for another setup. So if it goes positive, I'll still try to trail, right? I'll still try to trail, but I can't trail unless my price goes positive and it gives me room, enough profit to trail. Now I'll stick around till 10:30 and then I have to go. All right, so we'll stick around till 10:30. When you have this kind of positive price action with negative momentum, it really bodes poorly for this trade working. Look at and now the price action is going to go positive. Okay, it's going to go positive.
US Treasury yields then dropped. 10-year yields last
Or it
at
may go
plus
positive. It
4.5%.
hasn't yet. But the market's too bullish to be short. All right, I've got to do a couple of things. One thing I'm going to do, I want to thank everyone on YouTube. I have to get ready for later. So I do want to thank everyone that's watching on YouTube. We're going to close our YouTube stream. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you Monday because we will be streaming in the morning on Monday. So I'll see everybody Monday. Hit the like button, hit the